Hell yeah. Let's go. Welcome back. Things aren't set up very nicely. I really should have thought of this a lot better before I started, but here we are. AEW Dynamite. Been losing quite a lot of moolah recently. That's fine. I'm trying to think if there's anything to say. I was gonna say I've just woken up, but I woke up an hour ago. I just thought, yeah, let's get into it. Let's just do it. Yeah, I was looking on the Grey Dog forums actually. I saw that one of the makers of this mod, um, someone like called them out. They said some pretty stupid shit online. One of them about doctors being liars, I imagine during the COVID time. Called like AW fans liberal cooktards or some shit like that. Which is odd because the mod itself is a relatively political but the other side of the spectrum. And yeah, madness. People say they were trolling. Just fine. You can troll if you want. But just fucking don't. You know what I mean? Like, is trolling funny anymore? Like, is it good crack? Do you, like, if you're just commenting things on Reddit to troll people, like, who are the boys? Like, who's laughing? Who you having fun with? You know what I mean? Just kind of putting stuff out into the ether to troll. It's like, I don't know, you got like 3 downvotes. I don't know, man. Shit's weird, people are weird. Grow up, get a job. So, we're at AEW Dynamite. 19th of February 2020. Main event. Well, I don't know if it is the main event. We do have Cody against Wardlow in a steel cage. And Mox against Jeff, but instead of Jeff Cobb, because we just got rid of him, because I forgot that he did actually do this. We have Big Bill. Big Bill Morrissey. We can continue to be at Daly's place. That's fine. Locker room incidents. Oh, Caitlin, we need to give you a contract. I keep saying this. Let's have you just on a handshake, pair show, no ironclad. 6 months. Because you even showed up bare. You're in NXT for a bit, and then wrestled at Fight Forever. But you do keep turning up. Oh, you're a freelancer? You shouldn't be a freelancer. Sure, no problem. T-Hawk with a clash with Excalibur. Excalibur tried to bring Pac in on some fun. Emi Sakura has been passing on tips to Riho. QT Marshall to Anna Jay. DDP ran some drills, so did Cody. Alan Angels has a creative finish that we won't use. Cody has an angle idea. Bailey was in fine form before the show. Nice. We don't have to do any locker room skedaddling. Let's just go straight into our AEW Dynamite opening. My cat is going mental on her little mouse toy, and I'm just glad she's happy. Make this a hype pre-taped video for a single minute. I suck at this game. How are you? How are you? How was your time off work? Are you enjoying yourself? Nice and early. You must be used to. I say nice and early. It is 9 o'clock. I did plan to do this even earlier, but alas. So we're kicking off straight away with a tag team battle royale. How many people is this? I've been okay. I've been alright, thank you. Just working. Got this weekend off. Back in work tomorrow. You know it is. But I'm fine. Things actually seem to be going alright. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 20-person battle royale is the match we're booking. Yeah, honestly, I did completely forget about SummerSlam, if I'm honest. I read recently somewhere it's AJ Styles' last match, or he just announced it was his final match. Odd being against Dominic, but I'll take it. Dominic is probably the future of WWE, so... So we have Matt and Nick Jackson. SCU and Private Party. So we'll do Frankie and Scorpio. It might not be. It might be like a, you know, one of those little clickbait headlines that you see. But at least that's what one of them said. He has said he's retiring for a while, but didn't he just sign another year-long contract? So we don't have the Hybrid 2. So we'll do Chuck and Trent. Add. We need the Butcher and the Blade. How's this music, by the way? Because it feels loud to me, but I was rewatching like one of my videos when editing it, and I was turning down the volume, and the increments in which I turn it down honestly don't really affect it. So as long as the music's not too loud, we're good. Alex Reynolds and John Silver. So we have T-Hawk and Seema and Santana and Ortiz. Where's T-Hawk? Do we have T? Oh, we do. And then Santana and Ortiz. And then we just need... I've missed out a tag team. Is it all of Jurassic Express? Is that why? So we have Bucks. Yep. We have SCU. That's correct. Private Party are in there. Yes. Unless I just counted wrong. Alex Reynolds and John Silver. Yep. Butcher and the Blade. Yep. Chucky T and Trent Beretta. Yep. I'm still counting 20. This is my booking ID. With Cross losing last night, it takes a few months for TV. Come back, scores after 8. See, that'd be good. But I don't know what's going on with Cross. Because I feel like he was getting himself over and people were trying to get his merch sold. I haven't done Jurassic Express. Is the thing. I feel like he was trying to get his merch sold, and then that never really happened. He's just been getting himself over online, which I don't know how well WWE tends to do that. Both him and Sky were both. Is that a good sign or a bad sign? I feel like that's a sign that things aren't going so well. I reckon we could also do in this match. Who else is on the show? Shana and Chris Statlander, Cobb, Lucha Bros against Kenny. Oh, this will be a nice little quick show. It does actually keep going. Let's do Spears and Kip Sabian. And yeah, it feels like a sign of them leaving. Which, I mean, I wouldn't blame them. Or to be announced. Kip Sabian, sorry. So Tag Team Battle Royale, I don't know, 15 minutes? Who wins it? Oh, the Bucks, that makes sense. Let's just stick Matt Jackson over. The Bucks will face either Omega Hangman or Lucha Bros. at Revolution. Yeah, we can just do, for this angle, just the books. Cutting a promo on either Hangman. Well, on both Hangman, Kenny. Is, this is John Cena's last SummerSlam, isn't it? It's last wrestling year. When does the year start? As in, like, this 2025 is his last year of wrestling. And he was doing whatever the pay-per-views are, Royal Rumble through till... What's at the end of the year? Elimination Chamber? Oh, is he doing like a Mania to Mania? Sorry, was the show on last night? I thought the show was on a Sunday. Please tell me the results if you've got them. Because no, I haven't looked. 15 more appearances. That's fair. Including some TV shows, that's not actually that much. Penta and Rey Fenix. It's a two... What? Right. Sorry, I'm really out of touch at the moment with a lot of things. Specifically WWE. 2-night SummerSlam is so... shit. Anything that's 2 nights isn't for me. I miss when stuff was 1 night. I miss having... I wish gimmicks were dumbed down. I wish Money in the Bank was at WrestleMania. I wish Elimination Chamber was it like No Way Out. Roman and Jey defeated Bronson and Braun. So what does that mean? Like, I know what it means. What does that mean in terms of wrestling? Like, do they get a title match? Who's world champion? None of those are the champion. Why were they feuding? Why Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker? I like both of them, but I guess I thought it would have been like, I don't know, Jeff Cobb and someone from New Japan. Cody, Brandy, and Pharaoh arrive at the arena. Let's just do Cody and Brandy and MJF and Wardlow off screen. Just kind of a backstage 2 minutes. Like, what are the stakes and stipulations of that match, I guess I'm asking. So Britt Baker is on commentary for the next match, which is Shayna against who we've gotten rid of. So let's do Shazza against Chris Statlander. Oh, sorry, I forgot to read out the results. I just said Young Bucks win. Guevara walks up to Matt Jackson, but he gets in the ring. Matt tries to fight off Santana and Ortiz. Matt then hits a double Northern Lights suplex. Santana is nearly eliminated, and Matt hits the ropes. But Sammy Guevara sweeps the feet. Santana and Ortiz hit the street sweeper. They toss Matt onto the top rope and celebrate, but Matt rolls back into the ring. They pick Matt up and throw him, but once again Matt stays. Matt super kicks Ortiz out of the ring. Super kicks Guevara out of midair and clotheslines Santana out of the ring to win. No stipulation for Roman J, just take that, alright. You okay? Sorry, my cat just got tangled in the blinds. That's fair if there's no stipulation, it's SummerSlam in it. So I feel like maybe, I don't know. Something like a tag team match, if Roman and Jey win, they each get independent title shots at night 2. If Bronson and Braun did. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte defeated Raquel and Roxanne for the tag titles, alright. Is Alexa Bliss still doing her... She's not doing a Wyatt 6 gimmick, is she? That's Sami Zayn. I do like Cross. I do like Sami Zayn. I feel like the current Karrion Kross that they have now is boring. So if he did have the Killer Kross gimmick, then I'd maybe be a bit more. Alright, that's a shame. But I mean, Sami Zayn's the best. Still got the dark persona for Bliss, that makes sense. God, she's been carrying that since Bray Wyatt was alive. Shana viciously dropkicks Chris in the face for a near fall, but Statlander soon attacks and hits the Big Bang Theory for the win. We then got a video package of Nyla defeating Riho to win the AEW Women's title. Rhino. Jade Cargill lost in 7 minutes. Welcome to the Fed. Honestly, I don't know if we would have. I don't know if there was crossover in my head. Maybe we wouldn't have got Timeless Tony if Jade didn't go to WWE, because obviously she was getting a big push. But Tiff Stratton, who I think people like, I don't seem to mind her, defeating Jade in 7 minutes is madness. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul defeated Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. What the fuck's a Jelly Roll? Is that? I'm assuming like another celebrity. Jelly Roll the musician. Sorry, yeah, I should have known Jelly Roll the musician. What the fuck's a Jelly Roll? Should I Google this? Does Jelly Roll make Minecraft music? Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll songs. American rapper and singer. He's a 40-year-old man. Why does he look like that? Jelly Roll makes SummerSlam debut. Oh, someone's already uploaded the full match to YouTube. What was Jelly Roll convicted of? Oh, robbery. Who is Jelly Roll married to? Bunny XO. Why is Jelly Roll so famous? Need a favour, save me and I am not okay. Are those My Chemical Romance songs? Oh, did he do Ooh, I Heard You Were a Wild One? No. I felt that was Flow Rider. Is Jelly Roll related to Willie Nelson? No. A very good match. Fair play. Jelly Roll is currently the first trending country music artist. Second is Gwyneth Paltrow and the third is Stevie Nicks. What did Jelly Roll wrestling just as like clobber? He didn't come out in like a wrestling gear. Jelly Roll got hit. That went to the announce table. Fair play. I mean, I respect a good celebrity appearance. So I'll always appreciate that. Nyla comes out. Shivani congratulates her. Rosie not happy with the reception she got. Nyla says when she gets hungry, she breaks bitches. And she broke Riho. Main event, Punk Gunther, Punk what? Nice! Happy for that. Happy for Punk. Not so happy for Gunther. Like Gunther a lot. Do you think they just didn't want Punk? Ah, fuck. That's very funny. Did he cash in successfully? Nice. That is kind of funny. That is kind of funny. That cause I thought Seth was injured. Have we been worked? But we worked at Sad Night's main event. Don't pretend you weren't worked. It was a work! God, that is kind of fun. Fair play. Fair play. You did it again, Paul. We got worked. I was worked, and I don't even watch. Hey! Sorry, I didn't mean to shout down the mic. What are you eating? What could be over there? You know you're doing bad. What is it? Are you eating your own litter? Were you upset over the Summer of Punk not happening? Huh? What are you eating? The fuck is that? It was a bit of plastic. I'm glad I stopped it from eating it. I said during Punk's celebration to my friend. Oh. See, I feel like we assume the worst. And sadly, you assuming the worst was actually what's happening. And Seth came out and Libris on. See, that would have been good if he just applauded at the end on crutches and then just dropped them and sprinted. A replay is shown of Jeff Cobb debuting to attack Jon Moxley. Is shown of Big, and then Seth turned around, walked back, but stopped. Nice. A replay is shown of Big Bill debuting and attacking Jon Moxley. Big Bill. Jericho. Oh, good. What are the matches tonight? I might try and catch like a general highlight reel. Big Bill, Jericho, Sammy, Jake Hager, and Mr. Mox. Yeah, we can put it on improvised, but it doesn't need to be. Before the match, the inner circle come out with front row tickets. Santana, Ortiz, Chris Jericho, Sammy, Jake Hager. Then we have Bill Morrissey just off screen for now. Same with Jon Moxley. And then who wins this one? Moxley wins the match. They get up and trade blows before Cobb clotheslines him down. Mox gets a tour of the island and goes for the paradigm shift, but Cobb gets out and uppercuts him on the apron. Cobb goes to the second rope and powerbombs him for a suplex. Moxley immediately cashed in with an inside cradle for the win. A fair play, at least Bill Morrissey's recognisable. Jon Moxley, flash pinfall. In a circle, immediately rush the ring and attack Moxley until Darby Allin saves. Nice. Naomi, Rhea and Io for the Women's Championship. That's fair. I like Io a lot. Becky Lynch against Lyra Valkyrie. Fair play, like Valkyrie. Solo versus Jacobs in the steel cage. That's going to be mental. Dom versus AJ for the IC title. 6-man TLC tag match. Oh, 6 teams, sorry. 6 teams feels like too many. Cena versus Cody. Solid. Of all them, I'd probably watch the Solo Jacobs match, the TLC match, and Cena Cody. The rest I'm kind of like, eh. Like, I do kind of feel bad with it being supposedly beaten AJ's last match, but I just don't care about like an AJ Dom Mysterio match in 2025. Bill Morrissey, John Moxley, and Darby Allin. Nice. You're always unhappy about being scripted, John Moxley. And then we have tag team title match, Lucha Bros against Hangman and Omega. Who do you think's going to win, Cena or Cody? Wyatt Six. Which members of the Wyatt Six are wrestling, do you know? Andrade and Rey Fenix. Fair, that's a team. DIY, Fraxium. Oh, Fraxium got called up. Ah, fair. Mostly Machine Guns and Street Profits. Who's gonna win that? I feel like in my head it's between DIY and the Machine Guns. I presumed you meant Loomis. Yeah. He was built like a brick shithouse. He was all over in NXT as well. I'm gonna go with Motor City Machine Guns winning that. I will say this. Even though, like, I feel like there's no heat in, like, the real world. It's just wrestling fans getting aggy for no reason. This is the drama. This is the rumour I'm going to start. DIY were meant to win that match. But because Ciampa came out to, like, the Hogan salute with his t-shirt off, they nixed the plans. That's if you want to start that rumour, get it on Reddit. That's what I'm pushing. So a big long match. Omega hits a Snapdragon on Penta before hitting a V-trigger on Fenix out of midair. Omega hits the Tiger Driver 98 on Fenix for a near fall, but Rey gets out the one-winged angel. Page blind tags in and hits the Buckshot Lariat on Fenix when Omega hits the V-trigger. Page covers Phoenix for the win. I reckon this is going to be a long boy. AEW World Tag Team. Hangman goes over. Solid. Oh, who's higher, actually? Hangman Page, yeah. Actually, I'm going to do this. I know it's kind of cheating. I know for a fact I'm just not going to use AJ Styles, or I'm at least not going to use him at the moment. So, I know that he's injured. I'm willing to let him go. And if like New Japan or another company wants to hire him, they can. At an angle. The Young Bucks come down to the ring for a face-off with Omega and Page. I regularly try and start a modern day WWE save, and I can just never get into it. I don't know enough people anymore. The shows are too long. And I just find it tedious. But I'd probably feel the same if I did modern day AEW. The video recap of the stipulations MJF gave to Cody for their match. MJF Cody. Wardlow. Doesn't really need to be much more than that. We can add Dustin and Brandy. Matches to watch last night. Roman and Jay against... See, Roman and Jay against Bronson and Braun does sound good. I'd be interested in the Drew Logan Orton Jelly Roll. Pumpkin's Gunther, I don't doubt that being good. Sorry, sometimes I forget that. I straight forgot that I was streaming there. Steel cage lowers, and then we get what I believe is the main event. Yes, the main event. Wardlow against Cody in a cage match. Let's do cage modern. Wardlow against Cody. I don't think this is going to be our highest rated show. MJF gives Wardlow the diamond ring. Cody low blows Wardlow and takes the ring. He puts it on. MJF angrily climbs the cage, but Brandy hits MJF with the chair. MJF gets down and threatens her, and throws MJF into the crowd. Cody hits Wardlow with the crossroads, and he climbs to the top, hits a massive moonsault to pin Wardlow. Unreal. In total, the matches from bell to bell were 95 minutes. How long was the show? 3-hour show, an hour and a half worth of wrestling. That doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? I expect that at WrestleMania. But that doesn't feel good. I'm unsure what the normal ratio is, if I'm honest. But that doesn't feel good. MJF, Brandy, and Ann. You want to take a crazy bump? You want to take a stunt bump? Thanks. So 3 more minutes. And then does anything happen on the closing? Ooh. MJF is stunned, and I haven't. I'll be honest. Not as like an old school kayfabe guy. Part of me kinda doesn't like the Unreal gimmick, to be honest. I've heard good things about it. I've heard it's a loose work, with Triple H trying to present himself like Dana White. And I understand we get stuff like that all the time, like even beyond the mat. But I don't know. Part of me doesn't fully like it. I might watch it, like, say if I come home from work at night and there's nothing else. Because I'm probably at this point in life more interested in the inner workings of wrestling than I am wrestling itself. But have you watched it? Is it worth? Is it? I'm just complaining this morning. Sorry. I don't really like binge culture. Loved it, but it does break the immersion now. I mean, we all know that, like, it's fake. But I don't know, man. I like like a thin veil. You know what I mean? Where you don't know if some stuff's a work, you don't know if some stuff's real. Yeah, I appreciate. Like I've seen some clips from like the writers' room, like when they were pitching Chelsea Green to win the Rumble after 29 and 28 eliminate each other, and she just walks out as 30 and win. I think that one incredible. That absolutely should have happened. I'd have popped for that if I'm honest. And two, it is actually cool to see the writers' room and see stuff differently. NGF is stunned and doesn't look happy. Cody is waving at the fans. Ah, fair. That seems like a good way of putting it. Nice, solid. So what book analysis jazz do we need? Steal the show in a wild brawl. So this can definitely be a wild brawl. Wow, brawl. And then maybe just stick this as steal the show. Nice. How many episodes is it? Because normally, like, I don't know. I used to like when things came out one episode at a time. Do you know what I mean? Missed that. Let's have Uno and Grit. 5 episodes. Oh, that's not like too much at all. Anyway. Let's do Dino and Cutler losing to Dark Order on the pre-show. That's kind of all we need to do. We don't need to push too much of a pre-show. Oh, in fact, actually. Oh, so like, I think it... I think about this a lot, if I'm honest, which is maybe a bit sad. Like, say something like, say, Stranger Things. There's always a couple of years between seasons. That show comes out all at once. Everyone watches it. And then you've got like 2-3 years to wait until the next one, and then it loses momentum. Whereas if you did it, release them weekly, you've at least kind of got a couple of weeks head start to get the next thing out. But I understand that. Like when you're out of work, sometimes it is nice to binge. And things like old TV shows like Friends and King of the Hill and Simpsons and stuff. Stranger Things I actually think is pretty good. I think the seasons get worse as it goes on. I loved season 1 when I first watched it. But I think it did suffer from the fact that like there's years between seasons, and I think it loses momentum. It's took 40 minutes, so let's run this show. Dark Order defeat Dino. I'm just guessing now. Decent wrestling. Dark Order defeat Dino and Cutler when Evil Uno submit Brandon. Nyla defeated Melanie Cruz in 747 with some camera clutch. Think of the Dynamite opening. In a decent match, Matt Jackson won a Battle Royale in 1446 when the Butcher was first eliminated, then Seema, Isaiah, ending with Sean Spears and Ortiz being the final elimination. The Bucks will face either Omega and Hangman or the Lucha Brothers at Revolution. Cody, Brandy and Pharaoh arrive at the arena. Chris Statlander defeated Chaz McKenzie in 716 with an Area 451. Got a recap video of Nyla defeating Riho to win the AEW Women's title. And Nyla says when she gets hungry, she breaks bitches. And she broke Riho. We have a replay of Big Bill debuting and attacking Jon Moxley. And the Inner Circle come out with front row tickets. In a wild brawl that had good heat and decent wrestling, Moxley defeated Big Bill in 10:01 with a fast roll-up. The Inner Circle immediately rushed the ring and attacked Moxley until Darby saves. In a good match, Omega and Hangman defeated the Lucha Brothers in 17:37, when Page pinned Penta with a dead eye to make defense number 2 of the AEW World Tag Team titles. The Young Bucks come down to the ring for a face-off with Omega and Page. We've got a video recap of the stipulations that MJF gave to Cody for their match. In a bout which had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Cody defeated Wardlow in a cage in 1931 by pinfall with a Crossroads. MJF is stunned and does not look happy. Cody waves at the fans. Solid. I actually didn't think this would go very well, so I'm very happy with that. Natalia Markova, is she in... Why does she sound familiar? Is she in WWE? Oh, big stretch. She has the name of someone that would be in NXT. So what happens on the next? So this one was 19th of Feb. So we next need the 26th. Ooh, the final show for... I might as well have to book Revolution then. Ah, shit, my charge just fell out. This is why I need my second monitor. Yeah, the name does sound familiar. She might have just been in NXT for a cup of coffee. Well, we can keep an eye on AJ Styles and maybe bring him back. But Candice LeRae is injured. Brennan Williams and Alia. Well, the Caitlyn bid fails. Oh, she's not a freelancer. In-game editor. Workers. Caitlyn. Nope. Oh, Katrina Walters. Where's Caitlyn? Am I searching TNA? I am. Right. We'll get you in since you're constantly asking for spots on the show. We'll give you a 1 year. It's gone up now that I've had to edit you. Jun Kasai's contract is ending. Once again, I'm happy to get him on a handshake. He is just to kind of replace Dr. Luther. Should I try out in 2017? A few matches. Ah. Fair play. I wonder why she sounded so familiar. Maybe it is just the AEW matches, because I doubt I'd remember her from a tryout. Sweet. Let's just sim forward. Yes? Yes. In fact, let me check this show and see. So we have a 30-minute Iron Man match of Pac against Omega. Shivani interviews Pac. Pac starts feuding with Cassidy. We then get trios match of Inner Circle against Jurassic Express. Best Friends against Butcher and the Blade. Fatal 4-way for the women. Dark Order. Sit down interview. Ooh, Lance Archer will make his AEW debut next week. Do we have Lance Archer? No, he's a New Japan exclusive, boy. Sorry, New Japan. I'll trade you AJ Styles for him. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, he's out injured with a broken neck. Fuck me. Why is everyone injured? Let's get an exclusive written for 1 year. She had 3 matches on Dark. That's odd. Do we have Brian Cage? Because we might just swap him with... We do. Because they might just swap him with Lance Archer if Lance Archer has a broken neck. But I don't remember. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe a name just rings a bell and it's one of those things that are similar. You having anything nice for breakfast this morning, Andrew? After this stream, gonna make a sausage sandwich. And then I need to do some kind of shopping, but town's gonna be mental. So I might just go to Co-op and get a few little bits. Oh, you're sorry. That didn't see that. Have a lovely time at the party. Enjoy. Stay safe. Have a couple of Guinness for me. And thank you for dropping in. I do genuinely really appreciate it. You're very dedicated to hanging out with me. That's nice. Lovely day, boss. Talking to you like I'm talking to one of the delivery men from work. Is it raining or is it foggy outside? I honestly can't tell. Oh, sorry, I can't stop stretching. It probably sounds annoying. Where's my hat? I can't stop touching my hair and it's gonna get greasy. Ooh. I was a bit hungover yesterday. So I was gonna stream yesterday, but then I kind of felt like shit. And then I didn't want to. So instead, I just played. I have this one 1996 save, which is now in. I think it's in December 97, so we're almost 2 years into the save. Booking WWE 96. A couple of major things I'll fill you in on. Maybe we'll do a little tour of it at the end of the stream. So obviously this is Austin's big rise. He has broke his neck. I know it's quite ironic because it was literally just before Owen Hart does that spike pile driver and does legitimately injure him. But he's out for a full year, which is a nightmare. He should come back just before the 98 WrestleMania. So obviously he's been out for a while. Ken Shamrock has kind of took his spot. Why is Don Callis left? Did I forget to... Oh, he's left for an exclusive written. That's fair. We can work on that. We need to cut some bloating out anyway. What is our production? So that all could be higher. In-house to... No, we should have made licensed. Hired pro... What's the next one? Industry standard, yeah. I don't think we have cutting edge. Live event experience. And then production values, professional, high quality. What's the next one? Majestics, that sounds... I don't think we have massive customizable sets. But yeah, he's injured. What's our... Sorry, I'm really getting sidetracked now. Broadcasting. We just have WGN America. When does that run out? September 2020. So we're not that far off. Horror? I didn't even know this was a thing. Commercial. Yes. I know a lot of people want to. Ion seems a bit better. Low risk. What's this one? Telemundo is medium risk. So I've never known the difference between terrestrial and cable. We could really do a TNT. No, we'll come back to it actually. Can I cancel? How much is it to cancel? Broadcasting. $7. Yeah, we can afford it. TNT. That's fine. Late night, what? 35%? 30%. I think we can go for a 5-year deal. 4-year. Because we are on TNT, so it's not like makes much of a difference. It's just a shame we only have like USA stuff. Terrestrial public. Yeah. So what about for pay-per-views? We'll negotiate terrestrial pay-per-view. No one. What about cable pay-per-view? So arguably, no, these are low risk, these are high risk. Internet pay-per-view? Should we try and do a new deal for events? Oh, they're not even asking for exclusive rights. Just because we could do with some stuff in Canada. Though maybe Pivot Share would have been better. So at least we get something all around. Internet subscription? Maybe this would have been better. Maybe Fight TV would have been better. Ah, see, that also has to be on demand. Let's just do this. If we don't use everything, we don't use everything. Right, nice. So we're definitely going to lose some money this month, but we've got to spend money to make money. Pardon? Oh, Dynamite went off air and instantly came back on air. Right. That's fine. Scared me there. Everything's fine. Seems it. Is anyone going after AJ Styles? No. He was good to have. Just a shame that he's A, injured, and B, we just don't really need him to fill the gap. Ooh, Dustin Rhodes is having double knee surgery and will be out till 2026. New Japan contract offer. Ah, for Kenta. Not Sanada. God, I'm just an idiot. Lance Archer coming as a heel. Was he coming as? Does he come in as Lance Archer? Where was he Lance Hoyt? Ann's contract is ending. I'm happy to have you on a written for the next 2 years. Shaz has relocated, and we held a house show. So when is Lance back? Another year. Is that him? Yeah. Fuck. Of course it is. Part of me kind of hoped he was one of these. At least Rio's back. Madison Rain's back. Shana will be back soon. Janela should be back soon. Same with Jack Evans. Angelica will be back in like 2 days. No, Angelica will be back for Dynamite. I guess instead of Lance Archer for these next little bits, we'll do Brian Cage. And then once Brian Cage debuts, we'll pick someone else. I don't know who's similar enough to Lance Archer that we could pick them. Normally I can speed through 3 of these in like an hour and a half to 2 hours, but that one alone took an hour. I just wonder who we can pick. So many beasts in PWG. I don't just mean absolute. Jonah Rock, he could be. We could get him instead of Brian Cage on Brian Cage debuts and then kind of just swap them over. Oh, negotiation with Caitlyn, you can come in his face, obviously. Yeah, that could work. Maybe we'll use Jonah Rock. I also actually don't mind the name Bronson Reed as far as WWE names go. And it's nice that we kind of open up with a 30-minute Iron Man match, because it means everything else will fill up a little quicker. Been drinking a lot of pineapple juice recently. Enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying the Minecraft music. I enjoy Minecraft music. Angelico and Ryo Mizumi's returned. Zumi. Let's try and change it up. Like, we're getting a few copyright strikes recently. So it would be nice just to... Who's absent that's normally here? Oh, Don Callis. Oh. Yeah, you can hang out. It's just nice to change it up. Bandido and Cage are now travel buddies. Sadie Gibbs and Kevin Blackwood have been hanging out a lot. DDP ran some drills. Cody ran some drills. So we instantly go straight into an AEW Dynamite opening. That's a hype pre-taped video for a minute. Let's also stick. Hang on. unscripted. And right straight away, in here, 30-minute Iron Man match. Pac against N-Dog Omega. Pac punches the referee, and Justin Roberts announces he's been told that it's now entered sudden death. Aubrey runs down as Omega nails Pac with the V trigger as he turns around. Omega hits a second one, followed by another knee for a near fall. Omega hits the one-winged angel and gets the win. Kenny Omega, let's put this as the storytelling match. Does it have to explicitly be half an hour? Tony interviews Pac until OC appears. They brawl as agents pull them apart. So then, drunken cowboy shit. Don't really need that, so we can remove that. Instead, we have the storyline of AEW best friends. Pac, Orange Cassidy. Then we had Chuck and Trent in minor. Perfect. Sorry, I don't know what that was. So Pac, Kenny, non-speaking role. Pac cutting a promo. Tony Schiavone is the interviewer. Orange on character development, I guess. So Lexi attempts to interview Chris Jericho. We don't have Lexi. Who do we have? Roberts attempts to interview Jericho. But Hager stops him. Justin, Jake Hager, Chris Jericho off screen. It's like a 2-minute thing in the back. In the back. We then get a trios match. Between 3v3. Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy against Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Marco Stunt. I feel like this one can be a steal of the show. Proud and Powerful pulls Stunt to the floor, but then Lucha hits an acai moonsault onto everyone. Guevara picks up the slapjack, but Darby Allin comes from the crowd and pulls it away from him. Jungle Boy hits a Hurricane Rana on Guevara for the win. Victor, Jungle Boy, loser, Guevara. Outside interference finish on Guevara by Darby. 13 maybe? Allin backdrops Guevara over the top and onto Proud and Powerful. Darby throws Sammy over the top and onto Santana and Ortiz. Let's just do Darby, Lucha, Jungle and Marco, then Santana, Ortiz and Sammy. Perfect. Video package highlights the MJF Cody relationship. MJF and Cody relationship. MJF, Cody, and Diamond and Brandy. DDP can be unscripted if you want. We then get best friends against the Butcher and the Blade. Cassidy sticks his hands in his pockets and sidesteps a charging Blade. Cassidy then hits a tope suicida onto Butcher on the floor as the referee was preoccupied with Ali. Best friends hit the strong zero on Blade for the win. 2v2, Chuck and Trent against Butcher and the Blade. Chuck goes over at ringside, Orange Cassidy. Schiavone approaches best friends and announces that Pac will face Orange Cassidy one-on-one at Revolution. Taylor says, if Pac thinks Cassidy is a joke, then the joke's is on him. Chuck says, if Pac thinks OC is a joke, then the joke is on him. When Orange beats him. Tony Schiavone is the interviewer. Chuck cut the promo with Trent, Orange Cassidy. Pac is off screen. This one's coming together quite nicely, actually. Then we have a fatal four-way: Yuka, Swole, Shana, and Shida. Yuka, Big Swole, Billy Starks, and Hikaru Shida. Who wins? Shida hits a Michinoku driver on Yuka on top of Swole, then a flying knee on Swole for the pin. Hikaru Shida wins with a Shining Wizard. Then get the commercial break. Uno says the Exalted One has given them orders to take out SCU at Revolution. Evil Uno, Stu, Max Reynolds and John Silver. Then we have Christopher Daniels just off screen with Frankie and Scorpio. This can be like a 1 minute thing. Then Jim Ross sits down with Hangman, Omega, and the Bucks. Hangman and Bucks. Ross says he believes the Bucks are the best tag team in the world and asks why they haven't won the titles yet. The Bucks taunt Paige for drinking alcohol in the interview. The Bucks say Paige and Omega don't know them in the ring, but they are the best friends in the world. This is the Elite, baby. It's bigger than who is carrying the tag titles, Nick says. Paige tried to leave the Elite months ago. Starts getting more pissed. Nick says he was only a jobber in Ring of Honor and they brought him to AEW to be a star. Paige says he's finally getting a chance to show who he is and they want to take it away, and he leaves the interview. But Paige just argues with the Bucks. It's a shame how little you can actually fit in these. This is I could fill this up, but this is kind of what I look like when you look at the history. Jim Ross is the interviewer. Nick Jackson cutting a promo. Matt Jackson. Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. And then let's just do. We can maybe get Bronson. What is it? Jonah Rock will be making his AEW debut next week. We can just make this a high pre-tape video, 1 minute, and then just do the usual. This time we're doing all the wrestlers, baby. That can be unscripted. So very quickly, let's just hire Jonah Rock. You can keep doing whatever you're doing, so let's put you on a handshake. For a year. Just until Lance Archer's back. Then he can just nicely slot into your place. Then Gary Michael Capoletta makes his way to host the weigh-in for Mox against Jericho. Mox and Jericho win for Revolution. I see jump Moxley until Rhodes and Darby save. So we have John Moxley, Chris Jericho, Sammy, Santana, Ortiz, Jake Hager. I feel like there's going to be 90% of angles just picking up all the staples in AEW. We need Dustin Rhodes and Tony Allen. 5 minutes again is fine. It'll probably want to be improvised. I'd love to go to the pub today, like a country pub. Go on a nice walk. That's the end of the show. So, don't really have a main event then. Should we make a main event? Should we have a 3v3 of Dustin, John Moxley and Darby taking on Penta, Rey Fenix and Bandido? How long do we need? 14 more minutes. That's fine. We already have a storyteller match. So 16 will do, and let's get... Who's lowest of all of these? Well known, Darby, recognisable. Where's Dustin? There he is. Dustin could do with the win. Perfect. Then we can kind of move this here. That's fine with me. So we need a wild brawl. Storytelling, steal the show. Guess it's the wild brawl. Wild brawl. Nice. Let's have a tag match. We can stick Alex Reynolds and John Silver against Dino and Puff, I guess. Pretty sure. I feel like I've done this match before. No, I have not. Instead of Alex Reynolds and John Silver, I'd actually like to do the Dark Order. Yes, Evil Uno's made his way up now. Let's stick Stu Grayson up instead. And a 1v1. Again, let's just stick Nyla over Penelope Ford. What does book analysis say? Marco, Lucha, Jungle, Sammy and Dustin are used too much. Of course they are, so let's go. We'll debut on TNT. The Dark Order defeated Dano and Puff when Stu Grayson defeated Danshoku with a tandem pile driver. Nyla Rose defeated Penelope Ford in 11:50 with a camel clutch, and we got the Dynamite opening. Kenny Omega defeated Pac in a 30-minute Ironman with 2 falls to 1. Oh, Kenny Omega debuted a new spot as well. Tony interviews Pac until OC appears and they brawl as agents pull them apart. Roberts attempts to interview Jericho, but Hager stops him. In a decent match, Jurassic Express defeated Inner Circle when Jungle Boy submitted Guevara after interference from Darby Allin. Darby throws Sammy over the top and onto Santana and Ortiz. We then get a video package highlighting the entire MJF-Cody relationship. In a decent Wild Brawl, Best Friends defeat the Butcher and the Blade when Chuck defeated the Butcher with a strong zero. Chuck says if Pac thinks Orange Cassidy is a joke, then the joke is on him when Orange beats him. In a bout at subpar wrestling and Little Heat, Shida defeated Big Swole, Billy Starks and Yuka Sakazaki when Shida pinned Starks with a Full Metal Muffler. Uno says the Exalted One has given them orders to take out SCU at Revolution. And JR conducts a sit-down interview with Omega, Hangman and the Bucks, but Paige just ends up arguing with the Bucks. Jonah Rock will make his AEW debut next week. In a bout which had great wrestling and good heat, Dustin, Moxley and Darby defeated Bandido and the Lucha Brothers when Dustin pinned Rey Fenix with a lifting reverse DDT. Darby broke his ankle thanks to Rey Fenix. And we have the Mox and Jericho weigh-in for Revolution. The Inner Circle jump Moxley until Rhodes and Darby save. Solid. Popularity, 9 regions, needed that. 45 days will only be able to work ankles. Great. See a bunch more money on broadcast revenue now. I guess we're going to do AEW Revolution. But yeah, we're in 2020. Oh, best views on steamboo.com. Hell yeah. Fans amazed by Kenny Omega. Darby Allin's injured and will be out for a few months. Give me 1 second. You okay? What's that noise? Sorry, I heard like a clart, and my cat was just laying on the bed, and I was like, please don't be hurt, please don't be hurt. So he's out for 44 days. Can I catch any luck? There probably isn't really anyone to replace Darby with, so we'll just carry on, we'll just do the show. So we have Revolution next. Right, we can sim towards it. I don't think anyone really debuts there, or... Dustin against Jake Hager. Dynamite running a special called Blood and Guts, with a cage surrounding 2 rings. They can't call it cage match. It's Sammy Guevara against Darby Allin. Hangman Page and Kenny Omega against the Young Bucks. Nyla Rose against Statlander. Commercial for an AEW podcast. Cody against MJF. OC against Pac. Chris Jericho against Jon Moxley. Nice, nothing major, no big debuts. Shada hasn't even got a chance to debut. Alright, let's continue. I like Jeff Jarrett. I feel like I didn't like Jeff Jarrett growing up. Well, the years have gone on, I've grew to appreciate Jarrett. Especially WWF Jarrett, I think I've come to appreciate. Oh, do we have Jonah Rock? Hell yeah. Heel. Yeah, I'm happy with just Jonah. Oh, hey. Walter enter a new storyline against Ridgeway. That's kind of cool. I wonder who we're going to place. Maybe, I don't know. Bandido. Bandido's a dude that's just here to fill a gap. Do you know what I mean? PWG Only Kings Understand Each Other is such a good PWG show title. Like, I feel like it isn't... I feel like it's just one of the random ones that the games came up with, but it works for PWG. God, I miss them. Big shout out to Super Dragon and his wife. Hope they're both okay. I don't know if it's sorry. I'm just tired and I'm thinking about my sausage sandwich. I'm not even tired. Yeah. I just said it. Sorry. I might stream some old school RuneScape later tonight. I don't know how everyone feels about that. I would enjoy it. But that's my issue. If it takes up the full... If I can get it windowed, I can still look at chat. But if it takes up the full screen, then that won't go so well for me. Who Wrestle 1 have made Caitlyn an offer, a touring contract. Fair play. Contract with Alan Anderson, yeah, we can sign that. Let's carry on to Revolution. Perfect, no one gets the night off. Pick best option, the Amalie Arena. Can I use all of them? No. I already do have Fight TV, I'm just stupid. Yeah, I guess in demand. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to. For some reason I thought I could use those other broadcasters. Locker room incident. Blade been passed on tips to Kevin Blackwood and Daniel Garcia. Daniels has passed on tips to Austin Gunn. Matt Seidel passed on tips to Nick Wayne. DDP ran some drills. Cody ran some drills. Rick Knox and Colt Cabana had a fun karaoke duet. Mark Quinn and Baby Allison have started dating. Jericho and Marishima had an argument. So the one match on the buy-in was Dark Order beating SCU. I'm going to assume it's Sky and Kaz losing to Uno and Grayson. So I'm just going to stick that 10 minutes. Uno goes over. I've heard they're not going to be... Oh, they are happy. Nice. So the AEW Revolution Open. That's just a hype, pre-taped video. A minute. In this, let's do Darby, Dustin, Hangman, Matt, Nick, Penta and Fenix. And Pac. He's kind of a big deal. Just a minute. These usually have to be improvised. Cool. And we can just do an angle. Dustin makes his entrance alongside QT Marshall. He kisses his wife before the match. Wife? My wife? He kisses wife. His wife for the match. Honestly, just 2 minutes. I'm only really doing it. Dustin, Jake Hager, QT. Because I need something to separate the match angle. So Dustin against Jake Hager. Hager nearly hit the referee, so when he turned around, he didn't see a running knee low blow. Hager slaps on a submission hold, where his hands are locked around the head and arms of Rhodes, so it looks like a standing arm triangle. The referee goes for the bell and gives Hager the win at 14-14. It was noted by the announcers Hager has used a similar move in MMA fights. So Dustin against Jake Hager. Hager goes over. Angle. You had an AEW Blood and Guts advert. Again, hype, pre-tape video, just a minute. Where the boys are. Dustin, Hangman, Matt, Nick. Perfect. Always has to be improvised. So Darby Allin makes his entrance, but Guevara jumps him and puts him through the announce table. So Darby, please be usable. Nice. Sammy, and then like, I don't know. We'll say Bandito for now, but he takes his place. So we have a 1v1. So have Sammy Guevara take on. These are all wrestling. Yeah, I reckon Bandito instead. And I think we stick, because of the nature of like what's happened, let's just stick Sammy Guevara over. Typically, Sammy exposed the turnbuckle. Allin counters Sammy's attempt to send him into it, and Allin sent Sammy into the steel. Allin with the flipping stunner. Allin went up top and hit the coffin drop for the pinfall win in 5 minutes. Alan tries to attack Sami post-match, but is took out again by Hager. Darby, Bandido, Sami, and Jake Hager. So we can kind of work around that with angles. Then get a video package. Add video package highlighting the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Nice. So we just need Hangman, Kenny, Matt, and Nick. Pre-taped video. Then get the big match between Bucks and Hangman Page, which is half an hour. So where's the Young Bucks against Omega and Hangman? Omega with a V-trigger on Matt. Omega wants the one-winged angel, but Matt broke free. And Matt hits super kick. And Page tagged in against Matt, with Page hitting a one-winged angel on Matt, and Nick breaks up that pin. Page hits a buckshot lariat on Nick on the ramp, and then a buckshot lariat on Matt for the win in 30-17. World Tag Team, Hangman Page, storytelling. The champs had their hands raised, the Bucks talked to Omega and hug. Page is standing on his own. Page stared at the Bucks and Omega, and then Page left the ring on his own. Page teases turning on Omega, but instead leaves through the crowd with a beer. Hangman, Kenny, Matt, and Nick. Four should do. Nice. Video package airs wrote Nyla win the AEW Women's title. Package airs of Nyla winning the AEW Women's title. Forget it, I don't have to turn it up. Nyla, Riho, and Chris Statlander. Just a pre-tape video, 1 minute. Nyla against Chris. AEW Women's World. Statlander wanted a superplex, but there was a slip, and Statlander still managed to suplex her down. The referee made Statlander stop punching, and Rose knocked down Statlander. They went to the ropes again. Rose blocked a Hurricane Rana, and hit the Beast Bomb off the middle rope, the most dangerous rope, for the win. I've had this one needs to be the Wild... Oh, it's a Steel Show. This one needs to be a Wild Brawl, probably. Actually, I don't know what's next. Yeah, probably the Wild Brawl. Wild Brawl. Video package shows the history between Cody and MJF. MJF, Cody, and let's just do Arn and Brandy. Then we have Cody against MJF, which is 24-32. What are the other matches? Oh, OC against Pac, that could steal a show. MJF against Cody going 24 minutes. MJF did the cowardly heel thing of crawling over to Cody's leg and faking like he was crying. MJF spits in Cody's face, so Cody got a hold of him and hit the Crossroads neckbreaker. Cody hits Crossroads again. MJF with a knee to the face, and MJF punched Cody in the face with the diamond ring on his finger. It knocked Cody out, and MJF covered Cody with one fall across the chest for the win at 24:37. So MJF storytelling tainted win. Cody apologizes to the fans as MJF leaves with Wardlow. Just Cody, MJF, and Brandy Wardlow. Probably need to add Wardlow to this as well. Video shows the setup of the Orange Cassidy versus Pac match. Pac, Chuck, Trent, Orange. We then obviously get the Orange Cassidy against the Bastard Pac. The Best Friends and Lucha Bros go brawling up the ramp. Cassidy's distracted. Pac wrenched the arm and Pac slapped on the brutalizer submission for the victory. In 12:55. Pac steal the show. Distraction finish on Orange from Rey Fenix. Pac holds onto the submission hold even after the bell. Like 2 minutes. It's a Pac, Orange, Chuck, Trent, Rey, Penta. You don't have to be scripted. Angle. Video package as showing the feud between Jon Moxley and the Inner Circle. John, Chris, Santana, Ortiz, Sammy, Jake Hager, Dustin, Darby. We then get a choir sings Chris Jericho's Judas theme, and it's Jericho against Jon Moxley. So 22-23. Jericho kicked Moxley in the left eye. Jericho continues to work the eyes with a knee drop off the rope. Jericho signals for his elbow smash, but Moxley ducked it and hit the paradigm shift. Moxley took off the eye patch to reveal that his eye is fine now. Moxley pointed to the crowd as if to say he can see them all. Moxley hooked up the tights of Jericho and hit the lifting paradigm shift DDT for the win in 22-23. The celebration continues for Moxley as he celebrates the AEW World title. Moxley. God damn, I love this shit. It's been one hell of a year for yours truly, and it's been one hell of a long road. Moxley thanks the wrestling fans for driving AEW forward and says that you are the energy that fuels AEW. Moxley said that a year ago they had a conversation saying they were bringing pro wrestling back to the people. Mox said this is exactly what they've done, and the title belongs to everyone here in Chicago and all the fans at home. Moxley thanks the fans that have been with him from the beginning, through the ups and downs, and he thanks for them helping push this forward. Moxley said the most important part of AEW family is you. He means the fans. Moxley said that it was beer o'clock and he sounded pretty tired. They played his music, so he said, "What the fuck?" Moxley said he's not going to hide behind the belt because he'll take on anybody, any place, any time. And now it's time to have some whiskey. Moxley left through the crowd. Mox says he will take on anybody, anytime, anywhere. And leaves through the crowd. We could also kind of do Chris Jericho on character development. Nice. Solid little show. Let's do like a random 3-way tag team. Let's do Best Friends, Private Party, and Strong Hearts. And let's kind of just get Chuck and Trent a little bit further up the card. Perfect. Let's go. In about which had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Best Friends defeated Private Party and Strong Hearts when Chuck pinned Mark with a strong 0. We've got the Revolution opening. In a decent match, Dark Order defeated SCU when Uno submitted Scorpio Sky. Dustin makes his entrance alongside QT Marshall, and he kisses his wife before the match. Hager defeated Dustin in 1408 by pinfall with the Hager Bomb. We then get an advert for Blood and Guts, as Darby makes his entrance, but Guevara jumps him and puts him through the announce table. Instead, we have a decent wild brawl in which Guevara defeats Bandido in 6:56 with the 6:30. Allen tries to attack Sammy post-match, but is took out again by Hager. Video package highlights the AEW World Tag Team Champions. And in a good match, Omega and Hangman defeated the Bucks in 30-11, when Hangman pinned Nick Jackson with a buckshot lariat to make defense number 3 of the AEW World Tag Team titles. Hangman Page looking a little stale. There you go. Now he can debut his new gimmick, which is exactly the same. Page teases turning Omega, but instead leaves through the crowd. His gimmick got a ring of poor. Video package airs on Nyla winning the AEW Women's title, and about which had subpar wrestling and little heat. Nyla defeated Statlander in 11:41 by submission with a camel clutch to make her first defense of the Women's World title. A video package shows the history between Cody and MJF. MJF also got injured. But in a good match, MJF defeated Cody Rhodes in 24-9 by submission with a Fujiwara armbar after blatantly cheating. Cody apologised to the fans as MJF leaves with Wardlow. A video shows the setup of the Orange Cassidy Pac match, and about which had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Pac defeated OC in 12:29 by submission with a brutalizer after a distraction from Phoenix. Pac held on to the hold even after the bell. A video package airs showing the feud between Mox and the Inner Circle, and in a bout which had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Mox defeated Chris Jericho in 21:52 by submission with a bully choke. Jon Moxley wins the AEW World title. Mox says he'll take on anybody, anytime, anywhere, and leaves through the crowd. For a very solid 80. Very happy with that. Jon Moxley, give him a hug. MJF, tell him that they're awesome. And Chris Jericho, also give him a hug. Mox seemed pleased, MJF seemed pleased, Chris Jericho was happy. Injury, MJF will be back in 7 days, that's fine. made 748. Popularity in all the regions. How do you intend to use a new Silent Caitlyn? Do you have to work your way up the ladder? There's no free rides in AEW. You have to work your way up the ladder. T-Hawk was off his game tonight. I'm sure it was a one-off. Do you have any comments on Riho winning the AEW Wrestler of the Year award? I'm pleased for her. She is definitely the best in AEW right now. Moxley won the world title tonight. Should we expect him to have a long reign? He deserves the opportunity to get a run as champion. The Blade is extremely happy in AEW. I work hard creating an atmosphere. Ray Fenix is always annoyed. Do you have anything to say about MJF and his minor injury? Well, this isn't ballet, that's for sure. What do you mean? Grow up, MJF. It isn't. He's just dislocated his toe. He's fine. He'll be back in a week. With that said, thank you all for watching. I know I've been taking long breaks. I'm not always around as much as I have been. But thank you all for sticking with me, being around, being here. It means a lot. It means the whole world. Everyone's very nice to me. Yeah, just tapping. Thanks, guys. Kenta Giants thingy. Sorry, I just get distracted. Any new workers? Paris Van Dale. Nachoku Kenko. Kylie Devlin. Damian Chambers. Shoki. Hideki. I don't know if all these are real, if I'm honest. Chad Hollins, that definitely doesn't seem real. Why is Chad Hollins Mike Tyson? Anyway, thank you all. I appreciate you all beyond belief. Thank you, Andrew, for popping in the stream. Hope you have a lovely party. Look after each other.